Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Wes Anderson, Community Relations Director at Southern Hancock, and I'm here with our Transportation Director, Bob Martin. Bob, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I know you've been very busy this summer, so we wanted to get an update with everything going on in your world, in the bus world. So I know I'm going to stop you right now because you have a question. I know what it is. I'm going to ask it. Here it comes. When are we going to get our postcard with our school bus information for this school year?
Well, that's a great question. We've got a lot of things going on, but the postcards, we plan on going out here on Saturday, July 28th.
Okay.
And the parents can expect those postcards to arrive in the mail on Monday and Tuesday of next week. All things considered, it should be in that time frame.
Okay, so within hopefully next week or so, we should have those in hand. And if anybody has questions, concerns about that, where should they direct those?
They can call us at the Transportation Department. If you have questions, the postcard itself will be from home to school, school to home transportation. So if you have a secondary address that your child will be transported from, say maybe a parent or like a father or mother divorce situation, maybe a grandparent, maybe the child's going to celebrations or Creative Kids. Anything that's a secondary address needs to be submitted via a transportation change form to the schools.
Okay.
But we are starting out home to school, school to home. And but we have made some changes in the name of safety, and we'll get into that hopefully a little bit later. But for the most part, that postcard will have home to school, school to home as the primary basis for the child's transportation.
Okay, and again, any questions about that, let me put the transportation number here on the bottom of the screen, and you folks can give our fine folks over there a call if need be. So there's the postcards. Now, I know you've had a lot going on in your department in terms of some upgrades and some new stuff over there. Walk me through what's happened for you over the last 2 months since we've ended the 2017-2018 year.
Sure. We've got a lot of information that we put together. We've got a new bus routing software, and essentially that provides us the tools to get the information, better information, to the bus drivers, to the secretaries, to the parents, in fact. So we've been working really hard with the IT department, Denise Wilson and her staff, working with Power School so that when a person updates their Power School one day, we get the information the next day. So there's a lot of upgrades in that regard. We got it to where the secretaries can do reports per grade, and so the teachers have a listing of the school buses, assignments for each of the children in her or his class. But we've also got a portal on the web, and you'll be putting it up there where people can check their online bus stop information. So you are getting the postcard, but we're going to encourage you to double check your online, your bus stop information online. You'll click on the main website, and what will happen is it brings up the district, and you type in your address. And then when you hit submit, it will tell you exactly which district you're in, but it also will tell you, it'll populate your bus number, the bus stop location, and the bus stop time. Now, in the past, we understand that sometimes the times have been off quite a bit. That's been a top priority, so that the information you get, you can start to plan around. Yeah. And that's what we're looking forward to, is provide the best information at the right time to the right people.
Now, as he was talking there, you saw on the screen, I kind of gave you a little demo there of the software. I just used the address here at the administration building as an example. That software is going to go live on August 1st, so don't run to the site just yet. We've still got a few final things to get tweaked on that, but come August 1st, on the website, and I'll put that up on the screen here. If you look here in the top part, there's all these little icons, and here in the middle, there's going to be a school bus here in some location on this, and you just click on that, and it'll take you to the software, and like I said, just type that address in, and you're going to be all set. So, new software. I know you guys also have a number of new buses in the fleet this year.
Well, yeah, the school corporation's done an excellent job replenishing our buses, and so we've got 4 new buses, and we want to get those out on the fleet, out into the public as soon as possible on routes. There is a little period of time that we want to make sure all the bugs are worked out, but essentially we're proud of our buses, and I really appreciate the opportunity that the taxpayers have given us for a great fleet, and we want to take care of our buses. So yeah, we're excited about our 4 new buses.
Now let me ask you this, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I know when we talked in the spring, specifically when we talked about how the school start times were changing with the addition of the intermediate school, one of the things you talked about was hoping to make the pickup drop-off process more efficient, make the routes more efficient, make the routes shorter, make kids' time on the bus less. As we get closer to the start of school here, how do you think that has gone, that process?
I think it's gone well because we have better information than we had before. And as you'll see when you go onto the portal on the web, it shows definitively, which parcel of land goes to which school district. So it takes out that ambiguity. I can't talk today, but it takes out that the uncertainty of whether or not I'm able to, which district am I in, which helps the secretaries when people call in, say real estate agents, different ones that call the secretaries and say, hey, listen, I've got somebody that might be moving into the community. What school district do they belong to? So that has helped in terms of the routes. We're able to, each of the drivers have taken the time, I've asked them to call all of our children to find out who's riding and who's not, so that we have a better idea the ridership on each bus. And from that, we're able to, there's some additions that are very populated with the younger kids, but a lot of 5th and 6th graders. So we're able to split that up and actually make it more streamlined to where a bus that is a Brandywine elementary bus, it takes a lot of time to go into an area and then make it to the school. So we're able to offset some of that and reduce the amount of kids on the bus so that we can better manage those that are riding the bus to and from school.
I want to ask you a little bit about safety, security. That's been a big part of our emphasis this summer, and we're going to sit down with our safety director, Miles Herkamp. That'll be tomorrow. This video is going up Tuesday afternoon, so Wednesday. Be on the look for that tomorrow, and talk about some other safety changes. But you've made a couple of changes in the name of safety and security as well. So why don't you walk me through those right now so our parents have an idea of what to expect when the kid gets on the bus on August 6th?
Sure. One thing, there's two particular points of emphasis that I've got.
Okay.
One is in accordance with the policy that the school board approved for school bus behavior and what's expected when you ride the school bus. We try to, I like to take a point and make that a point of emphasis. And so this year is going to be no food or drink on the bus. And essentially, the no drink is really pop, anything other than water. So I like just water on the bus, and we're going to really focus in on that. And that is the reason behind all that is to protect those children who may have an allergic reaction.
Okay.
If we have, let's say the high school route is first, and a high school student gets on the bus and may have a peanut butter sandwich, and somehow it contaminates that area on the bus. Nobody knows about it. But then the child gets on the elementary, sits down in that area, and then has a reaction. And those are the type of things that I want to provide a safe environment for all our children. And by taking that simple step that's board approved, just help us out and take the time to eat breakfast before getting on the bus, but just no food on the bus, just water, stay hydrated, and then we can keep everybody safe on the school bus.
Okay. And what else?
The second one is really having accountability of where and making sure that we know where the parents want their child to be picked up or delivered.
Okay. Before let me interrupt you there. So walk me through kind of the problem that you have and what the solution to that is going to be. Give me an example of what we're trying to stop and then where we're going.
We'll have an example of, being new to the community, I don't know a lot of people. And so if somebody were to call me or one of my staff and say, hey, listen, I'm the grandparent of this child and I want to change the transportation. I want this child to come to my house rather than their home address. And in the past, we've made that change. And the child has gone to that house. The thing is that as in the terms of safety and security and looking at the entire system, is that there's no accountability as it relates to who made that change.
Sure.
And so, listen, we're more than happy to transport the children to an approved location. But it's got to be submitted by the parent or guardian. And it needs to be in a paper format so that it's just a signed document Like I said, we're more than happy to do it. It's just in the name of safety. And it's a 2-day turnaround. So if somebody, listen, they're going to go to a grandparent's house, and I want to approve that. I'm going to go on a Monday and submit the paperwork to the secretary at the school of residence, where they actually school of attendance, where they're attending. The secretary will take the information, submits it to us, and we process the information. That child will be eligible to ride then on Wednesday afternoon. So it's a 2-day turnaround. But if you submit it on Monday, they can ride on Wednesday.
Okay.
Submit it on Tuesday, they can ride on Thursday. But the idea is to limit the same day changes in transportation, because what happens is if somebody calls in and makes that change, it puts a lot of pressure on the secretaries to be able to disseminate that information to the teacher. From there, I'm working in the background to make sure our bus driver knows, so that when the child gets on with the bus pass, they know that this child is going to this other child's house or a different location. It creates a lot of uncertainty and anxiety. It raises the stress level, because we just want to make sure that that child goes where they need to go and that it's approved by the parent or guardian. And that's all we're trying to do with this, and streamline it, but also make it to where we're certain where that child is to be picked up and delivered.
Sure. And obviously, I'm sure you're aware, and you're going to make accommodations for those emergency situations. Sure. Last minute, something's happened, family emergency, things like that. Those, I want to stress, we understand that those types of things happen. The thing I think that I understand is that, we want to make sure, that the parent is involved in this process.
Right.
That aunt, uncle, cousin, friend, neighbor, anybody doesn't call and change a bus arrangement for a child without that parent knowing about it.
Correct.
And B, that they're going to that approved address, an address that you're aware of, an address that you have on file, and that is an appropriate address for that child to go to. Is that correct?
That's correct. We want to make sure it's within the district. We want to make sure that it's not a business address, because when we deliver to a business, there's parking lots involved, and we have no control of stopping all the traffic. And that's why it's important to go from home to school, school to home, or an approved address, such as a secondary location.
Okay.
But it's all, again, it's an approved parent or guardian that's calling in, because if we get in a situation where there's a restraining order, I just don't have the knowledge of the background of some of these families, whereas the secretaries at each school, the good thing that I like about this district is that the people know everyone, and they understand the family dynamics, and there are going to be situations where there is an emergency, and we want to help our students and our families in that regard, and as those come up, we will address those on a one-off situation.
Okay. One other thing I want to talk about, I promoted this on the Facebook page yesterday. You guys you're hosting an open house. It'll be tomorrow morning, Wednesday. Tell me a little bit about what's going to happen there, what you're hoping to get out of this.
Sure. We're trying to attract new talent to our team. New drivers, if you will. It's a great way to get involved in the community. We've got an open house tomorrow, again, as you put up there, from 7 to 9, and again from 11 to 1. Just try to hit the breakfast crowd or lunch if you get a chance to come on over. But we're really trying to hit 3 demographics, if you will. Looking for parents or grandparents of children that are in the school that want to have a part-time job that really coincides with their children being out of school. And that's one target market. The other target market would be people who are recently retired. That they might be becoming bored and different things, or want to integrate into a team atmosphere. And so we've got that opportunity. I want to invite those people in. And the last demographic that we're really targeting is veterans. If you're a retired veteran or someone who's coming off active duty, we'd love to have you part of our team. And we've got a lot of different things. It's a great part-time job. We work in a team environment. We offer free training. If you don't know how to drive a school bus, that's okay. We offer free training, and we'll get you where you need to be hired. Like I said, we're well paid, and we have flexible hours. So we got some things that we can offer, but it's a great opportunity to give back to the community and be a part of a team, and something that we're proud of. You know, we're good at what we do, and we work for a great corporation, but we're only as good as our last route. And so we're really looking for those people that are interested in a part-time job that, hey, you know what, I'm part of something special, and it is something special to get these kids to and from school every day safely.
Okay, well, Bob, anything else while we're here?
No, I appreciate the time and the effort, and again, all the parents out there, thank you so much for all your support. We're going to do everything we can to transport your students safely, and I'm looking forward to a great school year.
I know we're still getting a lot of questions about drop-off, pick-up, how the buses are going to work at the junior high. Actually, Mr. Martin and I are going to work on that part of another video coming up here later this week. We're going to have that out on Friday. It'll have all the drop-off procedures, all the pickup procedures, all the bus information that you're going to need for your student as they go to school on August 6th. So keep an eye out on that. Please hold your questions on those until Friday. So, Bob, thank you very much. We appreciate it as always, and we will see you very soon.